is up? Welcome back to another video. Today's video we're going to be talking about this, the Keks KF-01 flash unit, and how much I love it. I talked about this recently on the news. Keks then reached out to me on Instagram and said, hey, we would love to send you a model for you to review. Thus, here I am to review it. Now I opted for the silver model here. Looks more like the standard Contax TLA 140 that this is kind of inspired by. Black model looks really, really cool, I think. And if you had a black Leica M6 or black Canonet, it would look really clean on that. But because I was shooting it with the silver Canonet 28, I think just overall the synchronization of style was fantastic. Portland has been unseasonably sunny. Some could view that as a good thing, you know, just generally lifting the spirits. We're not having like a drowsy winter. As I was trying to review a flash, it was a little bit of a hindrance. So I reviewed the ancient texts and I tried to figure out some flash techniques I could utilize in these sunny days. And I came up with no real good ideas. So I just shot a roll of film with it in just my kind of day-to-day life, just to kind of see what it was like, how it fit into my style, and how it felt to carry a flash with me everywhere I went. And with something like this, the size of it, the lack of size, I should say, the lack of significant weight, it was perfect. Comes in about 79 bucks. It's very affordable, I think. Beyond that, it has this very solid aluminum build. It feels robust, it feels good to use. It still has this nice, clean, minimalist style. Even on the back where you have this chart, normally some of the other flash units I've seen, charts like this just kind of look very confusing and just a lot of stuff everywhere. I think this kind of adheres still to the minimalist style. You have all the information you need, what power setting you need to be at for what distance, what aperture and ISO. It's delivered in a very concise manner that makes it clean, makes it easy to read. I'm not trying to like interpret the Rosetta Stone. It feels like I'm just reading a picture book. Now you do have 3 flash settings on here. You've got full, half, and third. Something like the full setting is going to take pretty long to recharge. It's not like break out the calendar and start counting days to recharge, but it is noticeably slow recharge rate. But that's going to happen with a system like this. You have 2 AAA batteries in here that they're working as hard as they can. It's not a con or a negative. It is just kind of the side effect of using a system like this. There's going to be trade-offs. You only have 2 buttons here and the on-off switch. One button is your test button. The other one is cycling through all of the different options. So I think that's great. And then on the side here, you have a flash sync port. I also shot with this on my Canon 5D, which is a DSLR, but I feel like even with an SLR, I'd run into the same issue where it looks a little silly hanging out over the side of the prism. Not in a way that's like I wouldn't use it, but just in a way that it doesn't look as clean as this. I would still be very happy to use it because it is such a fun little tool to have in your bag for just that extra little pop of light to really separate your subject from the background. Now there are a few points of concern that I have with it, and they primarily center on this, the bottom. Now, if I take the batteries out, there's quite a bit of looseness in the battery door. In fact, it will just kind of slides and slips around. There's very little tension holding it into place. Very rarely, I feel like, are you going to have this without batteries in it and just be flipping around like I'm doing currently. So if I put batteries into it, the tension from the batteries and the spring pressed up against the door do a better job of holding that battery door into place, but it still does feel quite loose and it doesn't ever feel like it clicks into place as other flashes tend to do. But once you put it on a camera, you'll notice there's so little clearance between the rewind knob here and the battery door that's going to serve to also hold it into place. It's not a major design flaw or a point of concern. If you do have it on like an SLR or something like that where it's hanging out, you might have to be a little bit more concerned about not sliding it around too much, but it is just one of the things where the rest of this is so concrete and solid feeling. The door being a little loose sticks out that much more. But it's still not a bad thing. It's just something I was kind of noticing. If we look past the very minor construction concerns, I think what we have is a flash that over delivers for the price that you're paying. Incredibly compact, incredibly easy to use, and I think it could serve as kind of a gateway into extended flash photography use. I'm really impressed with the system overall. I think visually it looks stunning. I think the totality of design put into the system really delivers a quality experience for a very quality price. I'm very impressed with it overall. Despite the little battery latch issue, which isn't really even an issue, but it's just something I feel like I need to mention because it did stick out to me. But beyond that, I have no complaints. I'm really excited to use it more, shoot it in different environments. I'm really hoping that we finally get some good winter weather in here, because I think it will be great on those kind of overcast days. That's my opinion on the Keks KF-01 flash. If you're looking to get into flash photography, I recommend getting one of those. Of course, the Contact's original flash that this was inspired by, I think those are still out there for pretty reasonable prices, but this is a new product. It has a warranty. Keks is super responsive. If you're having any kind of issues or whatever, they'll be more than happy to go through it with you. So I think that that's just a surefire winner. If you're looking to get a flash for any kind of system that you have, I would say look no further than the Keks KF-01 flash.